you dig deep when you get the information. Because if you put the pieces, all the pieces and things are right there in front of you. And you listen to Jerry. Jerry is like, he's searching for people to talk to. You know, he's going out of his way. He talked after the game like 1 o'clock last night. He talked this morning on one show. He went to, I mean, literally, he's been on 3 different things, you know, the last 24 hours. And he's literally all over the board. He has gone and said, you know, from Junebug, thank you very much for that super chat. He has literally said everything in the world, you know, from one end of the spectrum to the other. I mean, we all know that we were joking about, joking with Zeke, you know, and of course Zeke was kind of like, yo, that ain't cool. To at the luncheon saying we're down 1, he'll be here, I guarantee it. To you know, saying that we got a plan for him not being here. I don't expect to be. So you don't know what to believe when you hear Jerry. But what I always tell you is pay attention to Stephen Jones. Because Stephen Jones, he doesn't do, when Stephen Jones says something, those of you who are old like me, you'll remember the E.F. Hutton commercials. When E.F. Hutton talks, everybody listens. They're an investment company. So it's like, oh, if they're talking, then that means that's where you need to put your money. And that's Stephen Jones. And until Stephen Jones says something, I don't believe it. Because what I believe is happening, I don't know for sure. This is just my personal opinion, is there's still communications going on between Zeke camp and the Cowboys. That is Stephen Jones. He is the contract guy. He is usually the bad cop. Jerry, he's out having his fit. He can be mad. He's got everybody over there and stuff like that. They're over here, I believe, talking. Now, whether or not that means that they get a deal done this weekend and things and get him in here, I don't know. But here's the thing. He may be working out with Marshall Faulk and throwing up. That's cool. Running around on the beach and things, you know. Stamina-wise, that he's got his lungs capacity and everything else. But there's nothing like hitting in practice with the pads on. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate you looking up to me. You must be real short, right? It's another thing to be out there hitting. And what worries me is he gets in here, you know, no practices, gets out on the field and he gets injured, and then you lose him for 5-6 games or worse. We're in the same boat. So either way, you need to plan for life without him, at least to start the season. Cowboys abroad, that was my conspiracy theory yesterday, because I was saying that, you know, there's a lot of things, and this is where when you're rich, and I told you guys the story about this young guy who saw a parking space, and there's another lady who's trying to get in there, and he zips in there. And he says, that's what you get when you're young and quick. And she takes her car and backs that sucker in and crashes his car. And she says, that's what you get when you're old and rich. And that's the thing with Jerry Jones. You know what? This is my team. I'm a billionaire, or multi-billionaire. I own the greatest franchise in the world, wealth-wise. Everybody follows everything I say. You know what? This is my toy. I'm not going to miss any meals if the Cowboys don't make it to the Super Bowl or the playoffs. And before I pay Dak Prescott, let's play a few games without Zeke and see how we do with this new offensive coordinator, this young guy that I put out there. That I'm not paying you for experience. I'm paying you for knowledge and a different look. I want to see you develop. We want to see if he is worth $120, $130 million. And this is the opportunity. You can see in the first couple of games, is Dak Prescott worth $35 million a year? Is it all Zeke or is it Dak? Is it the two of them together? That's how he can actually know. Because here's the thing about Zeke. You know what, Victor? He can drop it as, you know, I appreciate him dropping my name. I appreciate him begging me to try and respond to him. Because the more he talks about me, the more others talk about me. And if it helps him, go right ahead. I ain't mad at him. You know, it's a free country. You can talk about whoever you want to talk about. So, Steven's backtracking too. Well, I hadn't seen anything on Steven, but again, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it still is a test to see if Dak Prescott is the guy. Now, I'm going to tell you. Well, Lieutenant Holmes, I don't know if you're family or not, man. I get a lot of that, man. I get a lot of people who hate my team, even some of the ones that are Cowboy fans that hate my team. But I appreciate that you like the video, so I'll keep that stuff up. Hopefully, I can drop about another 10 or 15 pounds. You dropped my name too. I guess I should take that as a compliment, Bird Gang, that people are dropping my name. It's spreading the word. I don't know if it's good or bad, but at least people know who I am, I guess. I think, and I may be crazy, I may be 100% crazy, because as we listen to all of these talking heads, everybody has the same spiel. They're always talking the same thing. Cowboys suck. They can't win. They're choke artists. Jason Garrett's terrible. Dak Prescott is just a game manager. He's a bus driver. They all have this same thing. You remember last year when we were 3-5? And they all said that the Cowboys were done. Even Troy Aikman said, it's time to blow this thing up. Shout out to everybody who's watching on Facebook as well. I appreciate you guys over there. Oh, Lord. We got the ultimate Dak troll even on there, Kevin Milton. He's making a career out of hating Dak Prescott. But remember how they all told us that the Cowboys are messed up? Dak Prescott, man, he's going to be flipping burgers. Jason Garrett's going to get fired. And remember when we traded for Amari Cooper, what they said? Oh, you gave up too much. Look what the Eagles did. They got Golden Tate for a third-round draft pick. Golden Tate's in New York right now, right? So they wasted a third-round pick. So they got nothing for their third-round pick. We got a guy that got us to the playoffs. So they were spot on right there, right? Right? They were spot on right there. They said there's no chance of this team to do anything. It's done. It's over. Stick a fork in it. So don't take everything that these guys say as the be-all, end-all, because what you have to understand is they are looking for people to watch. It is almost crazy because as I love actually working at home. When I get to work at home in my workshop, building cabinets and furniture and things, it's really nice because I can have the TV on. I've got TV on in the shop. And it's amazing how every single one of these shows, and it doesn't matter if it's First Take, it doesn't matter if it's Undisputed, it doesn't matter with Speak for Yourself, within the first 2 segments, every single show, every single day, off season, during the season, in between the season, ain't nothing going on. Somehow, some way, it's always a topic about the Dallas Cowboys. Forever. You would think that the NFL is a league of one team, the Dallas Cowboys, because that's all they literally talk about. And it seems like every week they get louder and louder about how bad Dak is, how crazy Jerry Jones is. Zeke Elliott is just flat out greedy. And I'm not going to say that he's greedy. I might think it, but I'm not going to say he's greedy because, as Jerry Jones says, you got a contract, you need to honor your contract. And that's kind of like pot me kettle. You should honor your contract? Are you saying that you've honored every one of your contracts? Didn't Alan Hurns get cut? Didn't he have a contract? Didn't Des Bryant have a contract and get cut? DeMarcus Ware? Didn't he have a contract and get cut? I see a lot of guys that have had contracts that weren't honored by the team because, well, that's business. That's the way it is. And when you look at the situation and think, okay, I've had 3 years where I've run the ball more than anybody else, and I've had more yards than anybody else. I got 2 more years. If I run that, that's 5 years of it's going to get me close to 2,000 carries. How many carries do you think I have in my body? So it's a mess. It's a mess. But what I think they need to do is, I think both sides. Both sides. Thank you very much, Gridiron Blitz. Lions fan in the house, man. You know what? I used to go to Detroit every year for Thanksgiving because United Way used to do the halftime show, and my wife was part of that, leading that and stuff. So Detroit is it's like family. I actually miss going to Detroit because, literally the Detroit Lions, good people and all that, and especially the fans, because every year you guys lost on Thanksgiving. Maybe it was me coming up there, but it's like I saw, Peyton Manning throw for 5. I'm sorry, I don't mean to inflict pain on you. Okay, let me stop. But anyway, thank you very much for congratulating me. We're over 20,000, so thank everybody so much. But here's the thing. Jerry, you need to swallow a little pride. Zeke, you need to go ahead and come back down too. Because you know what, Zeke, I'm going to say this. I'm actually going to say this to you, Zeke, and to you, Jerry. What we're talking about here is bigger than money. Cliff M, thank you very much for that super chat. What we're talking about is immortality. What we're talking about is that thing that money can't buy. That thing that no matter what happens, you can never take away from you. Jerry, you've got 3 of them. I know you are itching to get a 4th one. I know you want another one. Zeke, I don't care how many yards you make. If you do not get that ring, you will forever feel like a failure. And I'm going to say that I honestly believe and look at this team. I look at this defense. We have not had a defense like this in a long time, dog. You look at what has happened with this defense since 2013. Thank you very much, Carol, for the super chat. You got a team. You got a defense, a bunch of crazed dogs that are there. You got some playmakers to go around you guys. You got a team that you have an opportunity. I don't know. I can't guarantee that you'll win a Super Bowl. I can't guarantee it, but I know that the odds are better if we have Zeke there day one. And Jerry, you know what? Every day I come in here and I look at this clock and I realize at the end of the day, when this day is done, it gets me one day closer to my demise, my end. It's a day that I cannot get back, so I can't waste any of those. And that's where you are right now with this team. Swallow the damn pride, because I'm going to be honest with you, Jerry. If it ends up being that it costs you $1 million or $2 million a year, if that is going to be what sinks this ship was going to sink anyway. And Zeke, listen, dog, you're in Texas. You got low tax rates. And what you really need to do, Zeke, is you need to change the narrative on yourself. Because there's more money out there, especially when you get that ring. When you get that ring, when you were up there holding up that Lombardi trophy, and you become that nice guy, oh, man. Commercial endorsements all over the place. Take a look at Dak. Dak ain't making jack on the field. Dak hasn't made $2 million yet from the Dallas Cowboys. But you see him literally everywhere. From Dick's Sporting Goods to yogurt to Doritos. I mean, Sleep Member now. I mean, literally. I personally would rather the Cowboys would just pay him so that way he could only have to worry about having one job, and that is being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys and focusing in on getting a Super Bowl. But the Cowboys are kind of taking their time on that, so, he's got to have a night job. But Zeke, you got to change the narrative on yourself because football only lasts so long. You got to go ahead and work on you. And right now, Jerry Jones has done a great job of making you look like the bad guy. It's a business. They've been in it a lot longer than you have. And that's where you might want to say, you know what? Let me swallow some of this pride. Let me get in here because I know right now, I know inside, oh Lord, another cockroach in the house. How you doing, Philly 500? We are not in full panic mode. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, you're in full. Okay, I get it. Philly 500's in full panic mode because he ended up drafting Zeke. See, I'm sorry. Philly,